Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to Elder Apostles, Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, teach all truth, sincerity. Um, this is Lord willing, to be a quick video. This is a response to the truth shall be evil spoken of. So this is 2 Peter 2 verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. So to make a point, there is a set of individuals claiming to be Israel, and the spirit is not really dwelling with them. They know that they're Israel, but they're false prophets. Because the spirit, because the spirit has left them. Basically, they're false prophets. They're set up because all those spirits have basically came back. Like all the Pharisees, the Sadducees, those that went against Yahushua, those that went against the apostles. Those are the same spirits that are back, are doing the same thing. Because this is the end. It's the end times. And so all those spirits are back. And all right. And for one, to be made acceptable, their doctrine is basically tweaked. It's introduced to the vast majority, which means they leave the truth out. Basically, they leave the truth out. That basically like wolves in sheep's clothing. But to continue reading verse 2, it says, and many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. So like I said, they leave the truth out, which makes them false prophets, which by those following the ways of the false prophets, like it says in scripture, the blind shall lead the blind, both shall fall into a ditch. So basically, these false prophets are leading the people that follow them to their swift destruction, and their latter end will just be death and a terrible end. um so my next scripture is Isaiah 30 verse I'm gonna start at verse 9, because our people, it says in Isaiah, our people like to hear smooth things. They're rebellious people. They're very stiff-necked, and they like to hear the smooth things. They don't like to hear the truth. They don't like to hear the rough truth that's coming from a man of the Lord, that's telling them that they're going off, that they don't want to basically acknowledge their BS that they've been doing. They don't like to change. They like to stay in their state. But anyway, I'm gonna read this. Is Isaiah 30 and 9. It says that this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, because speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. So our people rather hear smooth things. They rather hear a prophet to prophesy them lies, not prophesy them the truth. And that's falling into a pernicious way. You're following after lies instead of truth. And that's leaving the truth out. If you leave the truth out, it makes our people feel better. It makes our people um continue in their BS, and it makes them feel better. It makes them feel good. That's why it says, I'm gonna get that scripture after the next scripture. I'm gonna get Galatians 4:16. Um, I'm gonna get my next scripture. It's Hosea 4. I'm gonna start verse 4. It says, then I'm skip down to 6. Yet let no man strive nor reprove another, for thy people are as they that strive with the priests. So our people, they strive with the priests. They basically, they, like it says in they like to hear smooth things. They strive with the priests. Um they they come against the priests. They come against the prophets. They're very rebellious. Like it says in Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. So our people are basically destroyed for lack of knowledge. They reject knowledge. They reject the truth and understanding of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which, you know, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai considers them and their children, um, no priest to him. Like he the 2/3 of our people, you know, are basically gonna be destroyed um for rejecting the knowledge and for continuing in this society, loving this world and loving everything that has to do with this world. Because they have rejected the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and rejected the understanding, and they rejected wisdom and continue in their folly. And that's why my next scripture is Hosea. No, Salaki is Galatians 4:16. It says, am I become your enemy? Salaki. Galatians 4:16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Our people, if say if a brother, say I tell my family about the truth, they reject it and they come against me because I'm trying to tell them the truth. I'm trying to tell them that they're Israelites, that they need to come back to the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in truth and to the best of their ability, serving in truth and sincerity. That becomes, I become an enemy to them because they don't want to stop serving they don't want to stop doing these holidays. They don't want to stop they don't want to stop. They don't want to arise and depart out of this they don't want to arise and depart out of they don't want to spiritually, mentally arise out of this society. They want to just continue in their BS and folly. And this word cuts them to the core, to the core, because their bullshit gets recognized, and they don't like change. They're you know, and that's how we know that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are the Israelites, because our people are hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious. They like you got to tell Jake twice not to do something. You got to tell Jake twice. In the scripture, you got to tell Jake twice. If you got to tell Jake twice not to do something, you know how rebellious and hard-headed our people are? It's like, but but in my next scripture, it's like my next scripture is Hebrews 4:12, because I mentioned it says, for the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and the joint and marrow, is discerning of thoughts and intents of the heart, which the Hebrew word for heart means lab. So like, as I mentioned, that this word cuts you. This and that's how we become an enemy to our people, when we preaching this word, because and that's also how the truth will be even spoken of, because we'll be persecuted sooner than later down the line, and for this truth, and we'll be persecuted for the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the name of Yahweh Shai. We're soon gonna be persecuted for the name of Yahweh Shai, or Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and that's another uh, another good example of a good point, that the truth will be evil spoken of, but also the point I was trying to get into is that preaching this word, you become an enemy to the people around you, because see you um they see you spiritually growing, spiritually becoming something besides what you used to be. Like you're changed. Basically, you're basically a changed person. You're not the same man that you were before, and they see that as a threat. Some people see that as a threat. You changing how you are, they sometimes see that as a threat, and that makes you an enemy to the non-believers. Um, and that it goes into this point that these scriptures is sharper than any two-edged sword. It can cut you. It cuts your bullshit. It cuts your people around you bullshit. You see right through them. You see right through their BS, and you know they look at that as a threat. Um, and I got two more scriptures and I'm done. This is Proverbs 9 and 10, and then I'm gonna go to Psalms. This is Proverbs 9 and 10. It says, the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. So the the having the natural fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Um, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. These laws, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, following to the best of your ability, is giving you understanding. That's the knowledge of the holy. Uh, I have a scripture for that. It's that's my last scripture. It's It says, this is Psalms 111:10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and a great understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endure forever. So having holy understanding are with those that do his commandments to the best of their ability. So, doing following the law, statutes, and commandments to your best ability, rehearsing the righteous acts and doing the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai gives you holy understanding. We have holy understanding. You know, so I guess I that's really it. And I hope this is edifying to you brothers. I want to say all praise and honor glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Wahawa Kakadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to Akim teach all truth and sincerity, and Shalom.